Welcome to Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Joyous conversations about what the afterlife evidence and modern science combine to tell us is true about our one reality. You have nothing to fear. You are eternal and you are perfectly loved. Knowing the truth changes everything. Now, here's Roberta.
Welcome to Seek Reality. I'm Roberta Grimes, and I am so happy you could be with us today. Oh, my dear friends, our guest today is one of my closest friends in the spiritual community, and somebody whose work I think is especially precious because he can help people who are seeking to better understand that what is going on is in fact happening in our minds. And our minds are all part of the one great consciousness that is in fact God at its highest point and is in truth all there is. Oh my goodness, think about that for a moment. When our guest today talks about your imagination, just remember that everything that exists is happening in God's imagination and in your mind, which is a continuous part of God's mind. So your own mind is in fact extremely powerful. And now, think about that. You and I don't think about things this way usually, so our minds don't seem to us to be as wonderfully powerful as they truly are. Just think about this. Jesus tells us that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, and that was the smallest thing he knew about that was material, he said, if you have that much tiny bit of faith, you can move a mountain. Jesus did truly say that, and that's exactly what he was talking about, how powerful our minds are. That reference is in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20, if you want to look it up yourself. All you need is that tiny bit of certainty about what your mind can do, and boy, Katy Bar the Door, that mountain is going to move for you for sure. I first met Peter Wright maybe 15 more years ago now when I was on a speaking tour, and this is his 26th Seek Reality appearance. He's a certified hypnotherapist in Santa Barbara, California, with more than 30 years of experience. He's also one of only 40 board-certified past life regression therapists in the nation. He's certified as a life between lives hypnotherapist, and he's skilled in spirit releasement. Peter has helped more than 2,000 clients through hypnotherapy by Zoom, by phone, or in person from his office in Santa Barbara. He offers free 30-minute consultations to prospective clients. And for more information, go to his website, and that's insightsfromwithin.com. He advertises that you can experience insights, growth, and healing by connecting with your own inner wisdom team. Unless, of course, you have somebody very bossy, like my spirit guide, who's Thomas, and he won't let me even work with Peter now. He says I can learn everything after I transition, and that's not going to be too long. But that's a story for another day. Peter, welcome. I am thrilled to have you back with us. We always have so much fun, don't we?
We always do, and I'm so grateful to you to inviting me to join everyone today. Yay.
Oh, so I know you always have wonderful stories to tell us. I can't wait to hear what you're going to talk about now.
All right. So let's begin by setting the stage. And I'd like to talk about, as a hypnotherapist and as a board-certified past life regression therapist, what hypnosis is, just to give you a sense for those who are new to the show. And so for me, hypnosis is just simply focused concentration. We go in and out of trance every day. If you've ever cried while watching a sad film, you've been in hypnosis. In fact, it's quite similar to meditation. In meditation, you're in a deeply relaxed state, but for me, it's like a telescope that is inspiring you to see the big picture. Hypnosis, same state of deep relaxation, it's like a microscope. We're looking within you, with the help of all your guidance, to resolve the issues that you've brought to the session. I find that in the trance state, about 60% of my clients are visual. They see it all in their imagination. For example, if you go into one of your past lives, It's like you're starring in your own motion picture costume drama. Terrific.
Costume drama, aren't you funny?
But about 40% of my clients, and I am in this group myself, are more auditory or sensing or feeling. So whenever I go into one of my past lives, I don't see anything. I hear it, I sense it, I feel it, I know exactly what's going on, I just don't see it. So it's very easy for my ego mind to say, Peter, you're making this up. But I'm making up this story, not that one over there.
Yeah.
It's coming from somewhere. And I find that in the trance state, your soul speaks through your imagination, just as you mentioned imagination earlier. So I invite you to trust your first thought, first image, first voice, first feeling, first whatever you get, and share it with me. It's coming from somewhere. So be my tour guide. Get out of the way and trust in the process. So with my practice, I take clients up into the fifth dimension, leaving the third dimension behind. And I recently came upon a quote from Albert Einstein, who was a believer in the fifth dimension.
Yep.
In fact, he said that it can be difficult to solve problems at the level of energy that we're in right now. But if you move to a higher level of consciousness, up into the fifth dimension, we can more easily help you resolve issues by taking off layer after layer of whatever there is that might be there, because we're working with all of your guidance. So that's what we're doing here. We're helping you go into hypnosis, up into the fifth dimension's higher vibration, and then assisting you with the help of your guidance to resolve the issues that you brought to the table. In fact, you bring your to-do list to the table, your guidance brings their list to the table. And their list takes precedence over yours because they know where we need to go first. So, once we're up in the fifth dimension, just as an overview here, I connect you with your heart, your higher self, angelic beings, ascended masters, loved ones from the other side, who want to help us for your highest good. We form an inner wisdom team, and they know everything about you from this life and past lives. So they can offer solutions by taking us where we need to go, whether this life, a past life, or somewhere else. They can help you resolve these issues. So it's short-term therapy. This is not let's get together once a week for the rest of our lives. No!
Yeah.
Let's instead have a 2-hour session and a follow-up session a week or so later that can give you all sorts of resources and can help you on that healing journey. And then afterwards, you can work with your inner wisdom team on your own to help you continue the healing or process of healing. And I'm also happy to help you if you like. But anyway, I'd now like to talk about a recent client of mine to give you a first-hand glimpse into what happens during a particular hypnotherapy session with me.
Yeah,
name, let's say,
I love these, actually. I think whenever we sort of, it's amazing. I just have to say, parenthetically, how amazing it is, rather than going through weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, how these people can be healed right away. I still don't get it, but it's amazing how it just cuts to the chase and gets it done. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, but I'm just
that's quite all right, because
sort of on the edge of my chair here about this.
Your guidance knows all about you, as I mentioned, so they're eager to get together with us to help you resolve these issues on your soul's journey.
Yep.
So, with Helen, she is, let's say, around 60 years of age. It's not her true name, but this will just allow me to talk about her. She lives in a large city and works in social services to help people with low income make their way through life. She sees herself as a voice for others who don't have a voice. Helen described herself as very psychic, and she receives messages from Spirit that can help people who are in need. But the problem is they don't listen to her or believe her. And she's very frustrated by this. So during our session, Helen wanted to first make a stronger connection with her higher self and her spirit guides and other guidance from the light, And she wanted to find out, what is my bigger work in this life? In other words, in fact, she said, there is more inside me that wants to come out to help others. And how do I allow that to be revealed, she asked. And what am I supposed to do next? Especially regarding the bizarre behavior, this is a quote, of those I'm seeking to help who don't believe in the kind of healing that I provided. Plus, she felt energetically blocked on her left side, the left side of her body, and didn't know why. Plus, and I add to this with all my clients, we like to do anything else on behalf of my client's highest good during the session. So I now would like to share my notes with you from a very powerful session with Helen to give you an idea of what can take place. I guided Helen into hypnosis and then on up, and then we met with her higher self, who came forth through her as if she were channeling that energy with words like, I'm here. The higher self is that part of us that knows everything about us from this life and past lives, and as I mentioned earlier, is eager to partner with us to help you resolve your issues. So, higher self then joined us and reported that Helen had a blockage in her head. Oh, okay. So they suggested we should bring in the angels of the white light, and we did so, and asked them to clear that blockage. And Helen immediately told me that that blockage that she felt in her head was transformed into a golden light. Excellent. And furthermore, higher self told us that the blockage had been an energy from both this life and a past life that had been negatively affecting her. Then, to my surprise, Helen's higher self encouraged us to take her up into the 7th dimension, rather than the 5th dimension, to resolve her issues.
Question for Peter. How many of the heck dimensions are there, Peter?
I think there are perhaps 10 or 12. I'm not sure. Maybe you can tell me for sure.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, but there are lots, or at least there are about
lots.
About
okay,
10.
Lots is a scientific term for who knows. Okay, go ahead, dear. Go ahead.
All right. So the 7th dimension is often described as pure energy or divine light. It represents a state of complete oneness with the universe and ultimate spiritual enlightenment. I looked that up. So our goal, therefore, was to take Helen up into the 7th dimension and meet with her inner wisdom team there.
Wow.
So go up there now, and she found herself in a mountainous area, surrounded by purple light. I'm now in a hot air balloon, she said, above the trees. I'm feeling light. My guides are behind me. They're moving the balloon with their wings. Everything below is green, green, green. Okay. So we invited her higher self's energy to rejoin us. I'm here, it said. And then we invited Helen's heart to join us. How does your heart make itself known to you? It could be an image, or a feeling, or a presence, or a knowing, or maybe an inner voice. Helen described this energy as a bluish purple light. And then her heart said to us, as she was channeling her heart, thank you for inviting me to join you here. I then asked Helen's heart how it supports her. And her heart replied, I opened Helen up in order to join forces with her to help her become complete. In fact, we discovered that the heart's bluish purple light had now turned into a rainbow, connecting her higher self with her heart. Wow, excellent. So we then invited Helen's spirit guide to join us with words like, I'm here. And her spirit guide told us that he is present with her all the time to give her messages, and that she could now easily hear him moving forward, beginning now. So what we've done now is we've connected Helen with her inner wisdom team, her heart, her higher self, Archangel Michael, and the spirit guide. So I asked the team, what should we focus on next? And they said, Helen's thymus and thyroid glands have some blocked energy that was negatively affecting her. Okay, so I asked the team who could clear that energy from the light. And they replied, the Blue Buddha. Okay.
Buddha.
So we asked the Blue Buddha to join us in the imagination of Helen and me. And Helen told me that he'd arrived, and she felt him start to clear that blocked energy in her thymus and thyroid glands. As the energy cleared, her inner wisdom team reported that smoke from that blockage looked like an old dark energy that had tentacles that were slimy like glue.
Ooh.
But it was quickly removed by the Blue Buddha. So we were then told that the Blue Buddha would get rid of blockage in Helen's right ear and another blockage that was on the right side of her body. And then once those blockages were cleared, the angels came in and balanced both sides of Helen with white light. So in other words, what we're doing here is we're inviting the angels to help heal various physical aspects of Helen as well as energetic aspects of her.
Right, yeah.
In fact, they went on to say that the angels of the white light were giving Helen shoes made out of white light and now white gloves. And next they reported covering her entire body with white light. And Helen described this by saying that the energy around her was vibrating and was illuminating her as well. So I asked her inner wisdom team, what should we focus on next? And they said, Helen's purpose. And here's what they said about that. Helen, you are the protection for others. That is why you're here, to protect the weak from others. You are the voice of the weak. But you get angry because the weak don't have the abilities to understand the guidance that you are sharing with them. So our inner wisdom team went on to say, you receive important messages and information from the light 10 years before anybody else does.
Oh.
You have a calling to let others know. But when you try to spread these messages, there are many who don't understand them. So then you get frustrated because those around you don't listen to those important messages from the light. And this causes you to feel unprotected. All right? So I asked her inner wisdom team, what does Helen need then to do to stay protected? And they replied, invite your heart to come in to stay with you to protect you. Every person who is alive can be protected by their heart if they join forces with their heart. Your heart is a powerful part of you. Right. So we invited her heart to join us in a much more formal way.
Mm-hmm.
And the inner wisdom team then recommended the following. Your responsibility, Helen, is to listen to the positive energies in your heart. That is the key to follow your heart's guidance. So, how can Helen best use her abilities to help be a healer? I asked Helen if she understood what was just explained to us, and here's what she said. I have healing abilities, but how do I open them up to be of greater service to the light if others aren't as interested? Well, the white Buddha appeared, and he said to us, you need to partner with your heart. How? What are the next steps, she asked.
I'm with her. I don't know what, I mean, it's difficult to sort of intuit what it is they're trying to get us to do.
Right. But luckily the white Buddha is present, and he said, Helen does not trust this process. She has to first agree to partner with her heart and her mission as a healer. In other words, Helen has to make a decision. And the decision is to decide and agree to have a mission as a healer.
Mm-hmm.
This is important because Helen has a gift.
Accept her mission, in other words. She's been holding back. That's a big step.
Exactly.
Okay. I get it.
This is important because Helen has a gift of being a powerful healer, but she does not want to commit to using that gift because she doesn't want to waste her time due to the memory of the emotional blockages that she's had within her and those who weren't willing to listen to what she had to say.
Yep.
So, what do we do, White Buddha? And White Buddha said the following. We can help you clear those blockages now so you can step into your role as a healer. All right? So I asked White Buddha, how do we clear those blockages within Helen? And he replied that a divine decree of forgiveness expressed by Helen to all those involved from her present life and her past lives would serve as a way to clear all those blockages from her. All right. So I asked Helen to invite all those from this life and her past lives, including her ancestors, who would like to join us now and experience a healing that can come through this divine decree of forgiveness. So we invited Helen's family members, relatives, friends, colleagues to join us now from her present life, her past lives, and perhaps elsewhere, who could be healed or positively affected by this group forgiveness ceremony. So I asked Helen, how many people show up? And she said at least 30 were there in her imagination.
These are living people.
And
are they aware that they're there, or are
they are present, then they're being affected by it, but they're not consciously aware.
Okay.
So everyone's available to us in the trance state. In fact, I would want to just add this because I think this is very important. I've mentioned this in past podcasts. I was at a workshop several years ago as a participant, and there was another hypnotherapist present, also a participant, and we engaged in idle chatter before the workshop began. During one of the breaks, she shared with me on his cell phone part of a video of one of his client's sessions. Now, his client was in hypnosis, and they had invited the client's Uncle Harold to join them for the session in the imagination of the client. Uncle Harold had passed on years before, but in the video of the session, you could see a little photograph of Uncle Harold dancing right next to the client's face. There was no photograph of Uncle Harold actually in a session room, but Uncle Harold was present, thank you very much, which proved to me that everybody is available to us in the trance state.
Wonderful.
Whether they're alive in physical body, we ask them to join us through as they are today, or they've passed on, we ask them to join us in the spirit realm, or their spirit guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters for the non-physical realm. Everybody's available to us in the trance state. So it's easy to invite them in, including all those people you have unfinished business with from past lives and this life.
Especially, yes.
So you can speak your truth to them and move on, or apologize to them, or talk with them about or ask them questions about the relationship, or about what happened in that past life, or what happened in the ancestral lineage. Everybody's available to us.
Isn't that wonderful? Yes, truly wonderful.
Privacy of the trance state. So I use that for past lives as well as for this life issues. So thus we have a lot of people present. And I invited Helen to share the following words, express the following phrases with me through her heart. I gave them to her phrase by phrase, because this divine decree of forgiveness from Helen Ponder, who's a metaphysical writer, can help release a lot of negative emotions and related karma through multiple lifetimes, affecting everyone present in that group in a very positive way.
Right.
So I'd like to just share with you the wording here, because I find it to be very powerful, and I use it with many of my clients. So I invite the client to say the following words with as much heartfelt feeling as possible, of course, through their heart. The Christ in me, adding your full name, forgives all of you for all your actions in thought, word, or deed in this and all lifetimes. And now, I'll repeat these words with as much heartfelt feeling as possible. And the Christ in each of you present forgives me, state your full name, for all my actions in thought, word, or deed in this and all lifetimes. And now repeat this again with a great deal of true feeling and emotion. And we all release this through all lifetimes, through all parallel lives, and all dimensions, throughout time and space, in all aspects of self, to zero, negative, infinity, now. And I rang a Tibetan bell. Then repeat this with a great deal of true feeling and emotion. And we all move on to our higher good. And so it is. Then I chime in with, we ask through all of our masters, teachers, and guides from the highest light to assist in correcting what we have just done today to divine truth and divine perfection now. Rang the Tibetan bell again. So I then turned to Helen and said, what just happened? And she said at the close of the divine decree that she experienced tears of forgiveness coming from her eyes that melted like icebergs the past. She realized that the lesson in the divine decree of forgiveness was that she must accept the current world that is filled with pain. But Helen needs to detach herself from all that pain. Rather, her goal is to become a watchful observer and to not take on humanity's pain. It belongs to humanity, not to her. She needs to remember to observe and not absorb that pain and not take it on herself. That's not her job.
Yep.
Instead, she was encouraged to say the following words through her heart. I am safe and I am free.
Mm-hmm.
I remember who I am. This life is just a slideshow and it will pass.
Yep.
I need to just observe for now. I need to stop offering to help people when they don't understand what I'm offering.
Yeah.
I now know how to protect myself and my heart. I can walk away from the craziness. I can stop trying to fix the craziness. It's not my job. So then her inner wisdom team came forward and said the following to Helen. You want to help the world, but you should help only when they ask you for help. Your heart was hiding because you were feeling so much pain from those who didn't want to receive help from you. And they went on to say, learn to laugh at stupidity. You can't help stupidity.
Learn to laugh
at stupidity.
Yes.
You can't help stupidity.
You cannot fix it.
Yeah,
No.
You can't. It's not your job. It's their job when they're ready, if they choose.
Yeah.
Her inner wisdom team also noted that Helen is very sensitive. She knows that the other person is in trouble. She wants to interfere and help, but she really can't help them. So I asked Helen to respond with her thoughts about what just occurred. And here's what she said. It's very clear what has been shared with me today. I'm going to be using these tools to move forward without having to take on the pain of everyone around me. So I then invited the cleanup teams of light to join us. And I find that they can be a very powerful source of clearing out all the emotions, all the stuff that we have now been able to clear from Helen and to send it into the light. So that, in fact, they can clean and cleanse every cell of her physical body, every aspect of her a variety of aspects of herself, so she can be completely clear of all that we worked on that was ready to be released by her energy body. And at the same time, they can repair her physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, and releasing all the negativity and emotions that we had let go of during that session. I continued by healing by removing any negative thought forms with the help of the angels of the white light, and inviting Helen's lost soul fragments to come back into her energy field, leaving Helen feeling energetically incomplete once more. At the close of the session, I asked Helen's inner wisdom team to join us once again, and with everyone present, this is my question. How have we helped Helen during today's hypnotherapy session? Here's what the team responded in a collective voice through Helen. We helped Helen clear the negativity in her energy field and what was blocking her and feeding off her energy field, that negativity. The blockage was preventing her from finding her way forward. So I asked her inner wisdom team, what advice do you have for Helen from the team? And they responded in a collective voice, Helen, your guidance is always with you, and all we need to do is to plug in that cord, and the electricity from your guidance will start flowing into you. Trust and trust and trust. And then they added, we are here to help, but we cannot help unless the plug is plugged in. The solution? Don't help people who do not plug into you.
Yeah.
And then her team added strong words of advice. We cannot help you as much unless you ask us for help. And I think that's very important. My impression of all of these resources, and we've talked about this before, is that each of us has a little cubicle with a comfortable. So we're talking about spirit guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, and all the guides. Mm-hmm. Each of them has a little cubicle with a comfortable chair, a small desk, and a red phone. They're waiting for your call. They're bored. Give them something to do. They're here to serve us, to help us on our soul's journey.
Yes.
But Earth is a free will zone. We come to Earth to practice making choices. That's how our souls evolve. There are no wrong choices. They're just choices with consequences. One of the choices can be, I'm going to do it myself. Great.
I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself. Yes.
Yes. But another choice can be, I'm going to seek help from the unseen world that's all around me. But help can't help as much as we ask for it. So, as I tell my clients, ask for it and say thank you daily. Or more than daily, if you like, because they're bored. Give them something to do. So, we had a follow-up session a week or so later. And in that session, I began by reviewing the goals that we set at the beginning of our hypnotherapy session. Yes. And I asked her, what had shifted? What hadn't? What had you been thinking about? Any synchronicities? Helen reported that she'd received a great deal of clarity about these issues from our hypnotherapy session. She went on to say that the healing was very powerful, and she was extremely grateful for it. And further, because we'd released the blockages, she was at last beginning to step into her own power as a healer for those who were ready to hear her message and could benefit from all that she shared with them from the light.
Right. That's great.
So that's brought to a close. So questions, comments, or anything else?
No, I think that's great. I think to a certain extent she was fighting her own destiny there. She was.
Exactly.
It can be hard. I mean, if you feel destiny calling, I think a lot of people, and I even see it too from people who ask me for help, a lot of times you don't want to pick up that phone.
Right. You're fearful what's going to happen to me. What will they think of me?
Yes. I mean, it's a little bit, it's ego stepping in the way, but a lot of it's, I'm not worthy kind of thoughts too.
And
which I have experienced myself, and you think somebody else is more worthy than I am for some of the things that are going to happen if I do this. And I just
So what happens in a session when it's issues in this lifetime, like fear, anxiety, anger, or whatever, I invite the client to, and I do this in the consultation. I ask the client to think of an emotion they'd like to have less of. Let's say it's anxiety.
Yes.
And so I ask the client to now close your eyes and think about what triggers that anxiety in your body, or wherever you feel it most. Oh, it's in my heart. Okay, so focus on your heart. And as you focus on your heart, feeling that anxiety, let me know when you can really feel the anxiety in your heart. I can feel it. All right. So as you feel that anxiety, what color is it? Red. What's the shape of it? A box. What I want you to do is to surround that red box of anxiety with your mind, with your awareness, taking control of it. Because up until now, it's been controlling you. And as you surround that red box of anxiety, I want you to squeeze it. And if that anxiety could speak, what would it say? Give it a voice. Channel it. And ouch, it may say. So what happens in a session is that we invite that anxiety to come forth through you as if you were channeling it with words like, I'm here. So I'll ask the emotion, the negative emotion, how old was Alex when you first arrived? Well, tell us. How have you been affecting Alex? Who hired you? And what wants to happen to release you? And by asking those questions of the negative emotion, in the presence of your heart, your higher self, and all your guidance, they know where we need to go to take off layer after layer of it, whether it's this life, a past life, or somewhere else, and they will take us there to help you let go of that anxiety and any other emotions that you have that no longer serve you. So I find it a very quick way to help you release what no longer serves you, rather than talk therapy, which takes quite a while. And this is a 2-hour session, can accomplish a great deal, and also connects you with your guidance. That then, for many of my clients, I send them a higher self shortcut afterward. At the end of the session, we, having completed the key parts of it, I invite the session to imagine themselves in a sanctuary where they can go and revisit their inner wisdom team, heart, higher self, and so on. Describe that place to me. My hope then is I then take them there, invite the group to join us. How do you experience your heart's energy now, higher self, and so on? We've been working with them for the last hour and a half, so I hope you're on a first-name basis with your heart and so on. Well, they are, because they now know them.
Yeah, they're buddies at this point, yeah.
Exactly. And my hope is that now they can turn to this inner wisdom team in their sanctuary to continue to work on their issues, because I send them my higher self shortcut. My voice, hypnotic music, takes them into trance, up into the light. And when they're up in the light, I invite them to be there in their sanctuary so they can reconnect with their team on their own. And after they've listened to this a couple times, they know what the place looks like, what their team looks like or feels like or sounds like, so they don't even need the higher self shortcut. They can tune in automatically, ask a question about the day, get an answer, and move on. Because it's their intuition, but they now know what their intuition looks like and sounds like and feels like. And that intuition has helped them during our session and is eager to report for duty and continue to work with them on their own.
See, I think the difference is that with talk therapy, the therapist kind of expects you to do a lot of the work.
Right.
Expects you to sort of understand what's wrong and pull it out and look at it. And whereas you are really, you are assuming that in all of these layers of the person, the only problem really is that their respectful higher self and the other aspects of this person are not going to shout, well, the dumb idiot, he hasn't done this and done. All that's needed is for you to respectfully speak to them and them to respectfully speak to you. But the wisdom is in there.
Yes.
Much deeper.
And it's bored. Give it something to do. Yes. I agree.
No wonder the talk therapy takes forever, because nobody really can even figure out where anything is, because, America, well, it isn't just American. Human sciences are all stupid. How could a better word than stupid? No, they're willfully stupid. I mean, I have studied the process by which the material sciences decided in the very early part of the 20th century that they would study only matter.
Yeah.
And that was the stupidest decision ever made in the history of the world.
Yep.
Because matter itself is not really material, as we know. 99 point, and then put 9 zeros after that. Percent of matter is empty space.
Right.
That's what it is. It's all empty space. And even materialist scientists know that. So how the hell are you going to figure it out if all you're going to study is the parts of matter which are not material, which is all but that 99.999%, but which is not material? You just can't even study it. So anyway, they handicapped themselves completely in the very beginning and of the 20th century. So it was all decided before they even started that they were going to screw up and not be able to study anything. So the same is true of the psychological study of human beings too, is what you're basically saying. Whereas what you're doing is correctly using what those other scientists should have done as well, which is to use consciousness, since in fact, consciousness is, as we know, all that really exists anyway, right?
Right. And it's within us, looking within you with the help of all your guidance that we call forth, and they love you unconditionally and want you to
Everything
resolve
does.
these issues on your soul's journey. So
Oh
come
my
on down,
God.
guys. Partner with
Everything
us.
loves us infinitely. Everything does. And God most of all. And who told us that? It was Jesus. But nobody believed him, right?
Right.
Because how the hell would he know? I mean, he only was God on earth, but if anyone would know, he would.
And we invite Jesus to join us on occasion. We invite Buddha to join us. We invite Kuan Yin and other.
I was going to ask you, how come Buddha comes in colors? I never knew that.
There are different Buddhas within that religion. So it's like they're the green Tara energy and so on. They're like.
Wow, I never knew any of that. That's pretty crazy.
And I'm sure they have different responsibilities, but but I find that help us all around.
The green one mows the lawn. The white one shovels the snow. I
don't know. But again, helps all around, but they can't help us as much as we ask for it. So ask for it, as I said earlier.
Well, that's all it takes. They're just respectful. They just want to be asked. But they're ready. It seems to me they're eager. Having been through a bunch of these cases and heard you describe them and talk about them, all the help is right there. We just need to ask nicely.
And get out of the way.
Yeah, and get out of the way.
So that's what I help clients do.
I love hearing these cases with you because they all are so respectful of us. The one thing I always come away thinking is that it's just how much each of us is loved, just so deeply loved.
Yes.
And
it's
yet,
all about love.
It is all about love. The problem with religions of every stripe is that they're all based on fear. I majored in religion in college. I thought I would be a minister. Wasn't that silly? But think you're going to be there's an old story. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Well, my plan was to be a Protestant minister, so I fell in love with a Catholic. That's how you make God laugh. Anyway, so where was I going with this? All religions that I've ever studied, even Christianity, they're all based in fear. They have to be, because if you're not fearful, you don't go to church.
Right.
Or temple. Or mosque.
Yeah.
Or any kind of, you just don't, because if you're not afraid of God, you don't bother to go and do the worship stuff.
Right. Yes.
But God is nothing but pure love. And it turns out, just by an odd coincidence, that in the entire universe, you just happen to be the one that God loves most of all. So why would you ever need to go to church or a mosque or temple or anything when God loves you most of all? That's the sum total of why people don't need religion. Just love God. That's all. But religions don't work if that's all there is to religions. That's why when Jesus came, he came to teach us the way of Jesus, which is not a religion.
Right.
But Constantine fixed that pretty well.
Exactly. Yep.
Anyway, so tell us how you would sum up what you told us today. What kind of problems then did you really solve for her? how would she sum it up? What would, if someone had her kind of problem, you obviously can help them. You aren't solving it. I know you would tell me it's her inner wisdom that is really coming to the fore.
Exactly. And it's all of us have that inner wisdom that is eager for us to resolve the issues that we brought to the table, because these are issues that are holding us back from moving forward in our lives. And so by resolving them, whether it's a past life or this life or something else, it helps you take back your power. So you can be the one to move forward. You can help heal that relationship. You can let go of the anger or the fear or whatever by knowing that you are safe and you are protected and you have an inner wisdom team that's a part of you that you now know what they look like and sound like and feel like. They've helped you initially, and they're eager, as I said earlier, to report for duty daily or whenever you choose for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Commune with them. Ask them questions. Get answers. And
That's
move
all
on.
it takes. Wow. And you make it look so easy.
Well, it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my darling, darling Peter. Thank you so much. Well, we've got a little over our time, but I just have to tell everybody who our guest is next week, and I'll be right back. Oh, wasn't that perfectly beautiful? I just love to watch Peter doing joyous things with people. If there's something that's bugging you that you just think you can't quite figure out, what Peter would tell you is that your inner wisdom team already has the answers. So all he really does, and his website is insightsfromwithin.com. But all that Peter really does is to help your own wisdom team show you how to solve the problems. They're already solved. You just have to bring them forward.
And I offer a free consultation for those who might be interested. Email me from the website and let's talk for free. And I'll talk about my approach and especially your problems quickly. And we can decide if there's a match. Yay! If there's not a match, you'll know.
And there's always a match. That's the thing. Oh, once again, my darling friends, we've come to the end of our time together. This has been Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. I'm so happy you could join us today because I always have so much fun with Peter. Please never forget that you are a powerful, eternal being. You are that, and you never, ever began, and you never, ever will end. And when you really get that, believe me, it changes everything in your life for the better. Next week, our guest will be another very special Seek Reality friend, Brenda Rice, Seek Reality's wonderful guru of gratitude. She'll be with us for the 10th time. Brenda is dedicated to helping people overcome obstacles that hold them back from living life to its fullest. In her successful coaching practice, she guides people through a 5-step forgiveness process that is easy to understand and to learn. Brenda says that self-forgiveness originally helped her to transition out of that sort of victimhood, kind of resentfulness, just sort of negativity process into the life that she herself was meant to live. And wow, she is beautiful. She's lovely now. And it can do the same for you. It changes everything in your life too. She's written a little book called Forgive Yourself. Short title, short book. It's brief, it's easy to understand, and I think everyone should read it. Brenda says that the first thing we have to understand is that people who wrong us, they don't care whether we ever forgive them. Forgiving others is a gift we give to ourselves. Jesus tells us forgiveness is a big key to raising our personal vibration and making this our last necessary earth lifetime. So please be sure to join us next week. And today, our guest has been our wonderful, beautiful friend, Peter Wright, who's been here for the 26th time. Peter is a great favorite of many Seek Reality listeners because many people have gone to him, and you can go to him over Zoom. Just give him a phone call. But he's really a certified hypnotherapist is a rare thing. He's based in Santa Barbara, California. He holds the distinction of being one of only 40 board-certified past life regression therapists in the United States. And he has a great deal almost 30 years, I think, of experience working with thousands of clients on a variety of kinds of problems. He's worked, as I say, with many of our listeners, and I hear from them about how he has helped them. He just can't work with me because Thomas won't align, as people who've known me for a while know who Thomas is. He's my spirit guide, and he won't let me go through any kind of hypnotherapy until after I transition, because he says then I'm going to know everything anyway. So I get kind of close to Peter anyway, so I kind of feel as if maybe I get a little bit of hypnotherapy, but not much. Oh well, someday, Peter, someday we'll meet up in a different place at a different time. But meanwhile, everyone, dear beautiful friends, this has been Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Please enjoy. Please make the most of this blessed coming week in our one reality, always knowing that you are a powerful eternal being. Never forget that for a minute, because it's true. And you, most of all in this entire universe, you in particular, are infinitely, eternally, perfectly, and forever loved.
You've been listening to Seek Reality with Roberta Grimes. Roberta blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Join us every week as we explore what the afterlife evidence and modern science combine to tell us is true about the one reality we all share. Knowing the truth changes everything.